Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Noble Credit. Hopefully, you're going to be able to hear this well. I've been having some issues with my streaming platform, but in today's video, we're going to be talking about balance transfers, balance transfer cards, balance transfer strategies, some secret tips and tricks that I can give you to help you with any type of credit card debt that you may be in. I got you. It's Noble Credit. Now, elephant in the room, the economy, bad. We all know that. I don't want to belabor the point, but in these trying economic times, sometimes if you find yourself in some credit card debt, it may not be all your fault. It's just a sign of the times. And having balance transfer cards to help you manage your debt is a decent solution. And credit cards, while they get a bad rap, they actually help you a lot. Now, do they really want to help you? They kind of want you to fall into credit card debt because it ends up paying them more money. But for the service that they offer, you can take advantage of balance transfer offers pretty easily, and you can also transition that into taking advantage of paying less interest, but also probably doing some pretty cool things down the line if you take what I'm saying in this video. So we're gonna have a conversation now. If you join this chat, please let me know if you're able to hear me, because I've been having some audio issues, but let me know if you're able to hear me just fine. Drop a like as well. So I'm going to talk about, first things that I'm going to talk about are balance transfer cards, the best ones right now, and then the best ones out there in the market. And then I'm going to talk about, hold on. Hey, nice. Thanks, DC Gemini. And thanks for watching this while you're on the quarter deck. We're going to talk about balance transfer cards right now, the best offers right now, and then, in my opinion, what the best balance transfer cards are going to be for you now and moving forward, because these are credit cards, which means if you get a credit card, you should probably have it for a pretty long time, if not forever, because these credit cards help you build your credit history. The strategies I'm going to give you are going to be ones that not only help you build your credit history, but can help you do some cool things down the line. Like, I can't even tell you the cool things I have in my mind down the line, but once you get out of that credit card debt, what you're going to be able to do is going to be lit. It's going to be tight. But we got to get you out of the debt first. So even if you're not in debt, you still need to get this video, because this video is going to help your credit card strategy as you get into the end game. Let's say you're, credit card churning, kind of like I am, kind of like me. Well, you're going to need to do something when the end game nears, and balance transfer cards are a great way to do that, because you start to build those up. And once you build them up to a level where not only do you have this outstanding credit limit that keeps building and it helps your credit utilization, but they started throwing some 0% intro APR periods or 0% APR periods for 9 months, 12 months, maybe 15 months, even after your intro period is gone. You might have to think about that, because maybe you were thinking about buying a car and you were going to try to fund it through the dealership. You actually have a balance transfer card that can give you $25,000 for 15 months or for 12 months. Now, are you going to pay off a car within 12 months? But I don't know. You might be able to pay off a car within 12 months. But if you know you'll have that 25K within the next 12 months, you might as well use a balance transfer card to do it. You would only have to pay like a 3% balance transfer fee. But let's go ahead and get into, but that's also advanced. That's super advanced. So I'm just trying to show you that balance transfer cards are good. Even if you're not in debt, they're still excellent for that, because some balance transfer cards, hint, 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 some balance transfer cards give you the highest limits. All right, let's begin. DC Gemini says, we hear you. DC Gemini, hey man, whatever you got to do to pass the time on watch. Yes, DC Gemini, balance transfers when used smartly is clutch. It just is. So let's move over. Let's move over to the best balance transfer cards out right now as of August. This is as of August 16th. Let me see if I can refresh it. I don't think that okay, as of August 16th. And I'm also going to give you my opinion on some of these cards because I have experience with a lot of them. So the first one I see here is this Citi Diamond Preferred. Now, while I don't have the Citi Diamond Preferred card, I can tell you based on the features of a balance transfer card, whether or not it's a good card or not. So while I personally don't have it and I wouldn't get it because I already have a Citi card that functions for balance transfers, 21 months at 0% introductory rate on balance transfers is amazing. That's what you're looking for. That's like the tippy top. It really doesn't get any better than 21 months with 0%. Now you're going to have some other cards that have that 21 months, 0%. The Citi Diamond Preferred is just probably going to be one of the best at it. Now, would I get this card? I personally wouldn't get this card. I would get a different credit card, and I'll show you moving forward because we're going to go through 3 online publications and what they think are the best balance transfer cards. But the Citi Diamond Preferred, while it's fine, you know, even afterwards, while it's not going to earn you any reward points, it is going to probably still offer you decent balance transfer offers after your period is finished. So I personally, I had the Citi Custom Cash, and I didn't get the Citi Custom Cash for balance transfers. It's just a card that I got after I had gotten the Citi Premier, and then I realized that they weren't going to waive the annual fee on it, and I messed up and didn't put any spin on the card, so they got charged an annual fee. Cool. I tried to downgrade it in the first year, didn't work. They said just keep the card open because we're not giving you your annual fee back. Fine. Downgraded it to the Citi Custom Cash because I couldn't get it to the Citi Double Cash for some reason. I don't know. I guess they're different pathways. So I got it to the Citi Custom Cash, but this was years ago. And so my Citi Custom Cash is kind of just sitting there, not really doing anything. I don't really earn the 5% back or whatever percentage back that you're supposed to be earning on the Citi Custom Cash. Like I think they give you like 5% on the category you spend the most on every month. So I wasn't really doing that. But what I did notice is that I would get things in the mail, balance transfer offers every now and then. By every now and then, I mean probably maybe like once a month. So every now and then I would get a balance transfer offer in the Citi Custom Cash, and I started to notice, these are some good offers. And then when life starts to happen to you, you start to think, because they're going to send you these all the time. You start to think, wait, I have this Citi Custom Cash. I got this Citi Diamond Preferred balance transfer offer. Life just happened to me. Now I can use that money to actually pay for this life circumstance over the next 12 months or over the next 9 months, whatever you want to do. But unlike the Custom Cash, the Diamond Preferred isn't going to really earn any rewards for you. So if you know you'll never ever come into a situation where you're going to be, you know, financially strapped ever again, then you should probably try to get the Diamond Preferred and then product change it to a different card like the Citi Custom Cash. Or you keep that and then you'll have offers rolling in. I don't have any problem with Citi for balance transfers. I have in my notes here that it was actually, when I called Citi, it was easier to get a representative on the phone. It was easier to get a representative with them than it was with Capital One. And I called a lot of companies. I basically spent my Wednesday this past week doing a ton of research for this video. So I'm not going to try to go for too long, but at the same time, there's just going to be a lot of value given in this video. So Citi Diamond Preferred card, good card. However, if you know you want to earn rewards, probably not the card. The Citi Custom Cash is probably going to be a decent card, but not on the intro. You would get the Citi Diamond Preferred, and then you would probably change it over to a Custom Cash if you can, something like that. But this is not my number one recommendation on the list because I actually don't have experience with the Citi Preferred. I only have experience with Citi, not the Preferred. Different credit cards are going to give you different treatment. Trust me. All right, Next, we have the Citi Rewards Plus. So player 2 used to have the Citi Rewards Plus, and we got that transferred over to a Citi Double Cash or a Citi Custom Cash, one of the two. Because I know player 2 has a Double Cash and a Custom Cash. Why? I don't know. But yeah, the Citi Rewards Plus card, like this isn't like a card that I'm gonna recommend and go out of my way to recommend for balance transfers. But if they give you like a decent balance transfer offer for 15 months, 0% APR for 15 months, it's decent. These are just not my number one recommendations. We're moving down to the Wells Fargo Reflect card. Now this is probably going to be my 1B. 1B as in this is my number one recommendation B, right? I have a 1A and I have a 1B. Now the Wells Fargo Reflect card is kind of like the Citi Preferred Rewards card where you're going to earn 0% for 21 months on that intro offer. But then after that, you're going to continue to get balance transfer offers every now and then. What I would recommend with something like the Wells Fargo Reflect card is if you get this card, make sure that you hold whatever balance that you're holding, hold it for at least 6 months. Don't put, don't use your balance transfer offer and then pay it off within 6 months. Here's why. Because you want to use the fact that you have spend on that card to help you get a higher credit limit. And Wells Fargo is going to give you a credit limit increase, and it's going to be a soft pull when you request it. Now you can call them and request it. I either did it through the app or I called them. I'm pretty sure I did it through the app. I have to double check that. But Wells Fargo is going to be good for requesting a balance transfer or a credit limit increase. Now, the reason why you want to have that balance on there is because, first of all, when you first get the card, you don't have any credit history with Wells Fargo. It's going to take you about 6 months for them to think that they quote unquote trust you, right? So if you, and I'm being probably more like you could probably do it in 4 months, but I would just say rule of thumb, 6 months, and then request your credit limit increase. Now, the reason why you want to have that balance on it, because this Wells Fargo card, you're not going to be putting a bunch of spin on the card after that balance transfer, because first of all, it's a balance transfer card. Second of all, it's not earning any rewards. Third of all, compartmentalize the things that you need to pay debt on. Balance transfers are for debt consolidation, right? So, and then I think Wells Fargo does something really funky where they give you a couple of different avenues to conduct your balance transfer. You have the avenue where you can, they send you offers. So they send you checks. What I would recommend is if you apply for this card, which you can, if you apply for this card, in your application, they're going to say, hey, do you want to do a balance transfer? I would say no, because it's going to complicate things. Because the way that I like to do balance transfers is I like the checks method. The checks method is they send you, once you get your Wells Fargo card, they're going to just send you like 3 or 4 balance transfer checks in the mail with your card. And you use those to write a check to yourself. I have a video on this, to write a check to yourself, and then it gets deposited into your online banking account. And then from there, that's when you can pay the other card off, or the other thing off, or the other car off. Like whatever it is you're trying to pay off that's accruing high interest or that you don't want to pay interest on, you're going to use the balance transfer check to deposit into your account and to pay that. And now that balance is going to be sitting on your Wells Fargo card. So they do it that method. And then they do it another method, which they can do it another method. They can do what is an ACH transfer. So an ACH transfer, and by the way, if you're joining me, hit the like button. An ACH transfer is just, you would have to call for this. So you'd have to call the number on the back of the card, say you want to do a balance transfer. This will probably be like once you're getting your balance transfer offers after, you've had the card for a while. You call the number on the back of your card, ask, hey, do you have any offers? You might even actually know of some of the offers that they have, maybe compared to what they're saying on the phone. And then they're going to ask you maybe for your bank routing number. And then that's when you let them know. And then they can just ACH the money to your bank account. And this is quicker than, I'm not going to say quicker than a check. It might be quicker than a check, sure. But you just accomplished it without even having to write a check. And then the worst way that I see doing a balance transfer is by using a credit card's portal, their balance transfer portal, and then they ask you some information like, hey, which credit card company are we going to pay off, or what's the address of the credit card? I don't know the address of the credit card company. What do you want me to Google? Like, Discover's address? Like, they ask you weird questions. That's why it doesn't make any sense for me to do that. And also, let's say you had two cards, like, let's say you had the Citi Rewards Plus and then the Citi Diamond Preferred, and you had some debt on the Citi Rewards Plus, and you wanted to use a balance transfer from the Citi Diamond Preferred. You wouldn't be allowed to do it using the portal method, because the portal method doesn't allow balance transfers between the same credit card issuer. So you're better off getting a check or getting an ACH transfer to your checking account. Now, Wells Fargo is just one of the best at this. They just handle the balance transfer situation the best, and they give it to you for the longest period of time. I'm actually coming up on 2 years of having the Wells Fargo Reflect credit card. And the credit limit is not crazy. At least mine's isn't anything crazy. But if I do what I'm supposed to do every 6 months, maybe even sooner, but probably every 6 months, I'm just gonna request credit limit increases intermittently, and then I'll end up with a decent credit limit. Now, how do you request? Like, how much credit limit increase do you request? I would have to log into my account, because I have some information on credit limit increase requests in my notes right now, but I don't have it for every card because I haven't done it for every card. I recently did a bunch of credit limit increases recently, so I'll talk about some of those cards. Now, next on this list, we have the Citi Double Cash. Citi Double Cash, similar situation as the Citi Rewards Plus card, but at least with the Double Cash, you're earning cash back on your purchases. And I remember when I first got into credit cards, the Citi Double Cash was like the first card I ever wanted, because I just thought it looked cool. I thought it was simple, thought it made life easy. And then I went down a rabbit hole, and now I have all these credit cards that give me free flights and everything, and I just do the most at this point. But the Citi Double Cash is going to give you a 0% introductory APR period for 18 months. This is great. This is amazing. As you can see, you have a few cards that are giving you pretty long, well over a year 0% introductory periods. If you start thinking about that, like just put in your head, think about it strategically, you might be able to do something kind of cool later down the line with some of these cards. Now, I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to get through these cards, but I want the gears to start turning in your head of what you can do for 0%. Now, also, one of the things that I don't want to forget to mention is that balance transfer cards come with a fee, not an annual fee, but a fee to do the balance transfer. Usually, some don't come with a fee at all. Like, if you have a balance transfer card and they give you a promotion, that promotion can be no fee. I've had one of those. Actually, my most recent no fee balance transfer was probably the Wells Fargo Reflect credit card. I'm gonna confidently say that, because yeah, the Wells Fargo Reflect card got a promo, 0%, no interest for, I don't remember how many months, but there was also no fee for the balance transfer. Usually, the best you're going to do for balance transfer fees are going to be 3%. Typically, it's going to be 4.9% or 5%. And sometimes you can get promotional offers that's that say 0% or there's no balance transfer fee, but they won't give you a 0% APR period. They'll give you a 0.99% APR period. Now, this to me, it defeats the point, defeats the purpose of your goal of not paying interest, because you have to now pay interest on 0.99%. So basically 1% interest, which isn't the worst. It's not bad. I mean, you can still come out on top, but if you feel your credit card wallet like this, uh so I have a normal wallet and then I have a credit card wallet. If you fill your wallet with this, with a few of these decent balance transfer cards, there really shouldn't be a need to uh get any of the do any of the offers that require you to pay interest. Now, some of the offers can require you to pay a balance transfer fee, but the balance transfer fee is also like well worth it at the end of the day, most of the time, especially considering the amount of interest that people are paying. But I can understand why someone would want to go, all right, I'll pay the 1% interest over the 12 months and not pay a $240 balance transfer fee. I guess I can understand that. It's, that's actually a pretty smart thing to do. So Citi Double Cash, good. Just good. Good. I don't have a problem with Citi. So the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, this goes along with the Wells Fargo Reflect Card. Remember, the Wells Fargo Reflect Card is an actual balance transfer card. This Wells Fargo Active Cash is a like rewards earning card that can do balance transfers. A lot of cards are like that they can do balance transfers, but they earn rewards as well. Now you can see you're not going to end up with 21 months, a 0% APR period for 21 months. You're going to have 0% APR for 12 months, which is typical. It's fine. This wouldn't be at the top of my list for getting a balance transfer card, and it's not something that I would recommend because a lot of cards are like this. You can go to this the Chase Freedom Unlimited and get a 0%. The Chase Freedom Flex. A lot of credit cards are going to give you this type of deal. So moving on, Bank of America Unlimited Cash Rewards credit card. So we got to talk about Bank America, because when it comes to balance transfers, Bank of America is amazing. Whatever you think of Bank of America, let me try to change your mind about Bank of America if you have negative feelings about Bank of America. I have some business credit cards with Bank of America. Now, they can give you like introductory APR periods on business credit cards. They just won't give you any aftercare. No promotional offers after that. But all of Bank of America's credit cards give you promotional offers after you finish their personal cards, after you finish with the intro offer. This is great because they not only do they give you offers, they give you really good offers. So any Bank of America credit card that you get, yeah. And Bank of America is also really good about credit limit increases. I've done a number of credit limit increases. I'll have to check my credit limit increase schedule because I basically put myself on a schedule to get credit limit increases. So I know, so like every 6 months I hit up Navy Federal and ask them to give me a credit limit increase because that's just the smart thing to do. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. That should be in the manual for getting a Navy Federal credit card because they give you such high limits. So request another 8,000 credit limit increase for Navy Federal. That's a Navy Federal game for you. But for Bank of America, all of their cards give you offers. My Premium Rewards Elite gives offers. My Travel Rewards card gives offers. My other Premium Rewards Elite, I got 2 Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite credit cards. So, and they all give offers. So my most recent credit limit increase for Bank of America, I did a $5,000 credit limit increase. So I went from 15K to 20K on my Premium Rewards Elite card on August 5th. And I used 5K. It was pretty arbitrary. Um, I had I just had to request. Uh, oh, I tried to. So I have two premium rewards leads, and I tried to get credit limit increases for both of them, but I was only able to get it for one. So I got the 5K, and then I tried to go like 9K for the other one, and they wouldn't let me do that. Understandable. Okay, so 5K was like basically pushing it for Bank of America in this case. So I ended up getting a 9 to 10 or 7 to 10 day message, which they they'll just respond within 7 to 10 days and let you know if you got your credit limit increase or not. But the 7 to 10 day message means you did not get your credit limit increase. And then also I tried to get a credit limit increase on the my Bank of America travel rewards card and they didn't let me. Now, the good news is they let me get a credit limit increase on at least one of my Bank of America cards. Now, I have everything on a schedule, so I know when I need to request the next credit limit increase on the Bank of America cards. It is okay. I'll have to come back to that. But the good news is Bank of America treats you pretty well with balance transfer offers. So while they're not going to give you crazy 21-month periods, you got 15 billing cycles right here for this Bank of America Unlimited Cash Rewards credit card. So that's pretty good. And then the same is going to ring true for the Bank of America Custom Cash. So it should be the exact same introductory period. Yeah. 0%, 15 billing cycles. It's just good stuff. Good to go. I like Bank of America for that reason. And this is why I also recommend you diversify the credit card companies that you get involved with, because some of these companies, they're going to offer you like you just expand you're almost expanding your ability to pay for things when you have credit cards here, credit cards here, credit cards there. You're expanding your ability to pay for things. And even if you get into a situation where maybe you wanted to do the balance transfer from the same within the same issuer, at least now, uh, well, you can't do that, but at least you have multiple offers now that you can get balance transfer checks for. So let's move on. Next, Citi Simplicity. So Citi Simplicity is kind of up there with the Citi Diamond Preferred. Now, out of these 21-month periods, I still think the Wells Fargo Reflect is the best one, not just because I have it, but because I have experience with it and I know what comes with it. Like I know what the Wells Fargo Reflect card is about. No frills. They're like just balance transfer. Sometimes you need that for a balance transfer card. Now others you might need a little bit more um than that, and that's okay. But there's also nothing wrong with a no frills balance transfer card that's going to be useful down the road as well. So, and then you might see the credit needed being excellent and good for some of these cards. Most of these cards you really don't need great credit for. Not saying you can be in the 650s or anything, or sorry, not saying you can be in the 550s or anything. It's just these cards, they're not like super high rewards earning cards where they want to have like immense trust in you. Yeah, they want to have some trust in you, so they want you to have a decent credit score, but they're not like, you know, um, you need to have a 750. It's not getting a mortgage. Like you're trying to just get a credit card to transfer a balance usually. So if you have a 700, that's probably going to be enough. Now, if you go into like 680 range, I don't know, but it you're probably gonna get approved. Now, I cannot guarantee that, but through my experience, and my experience, I don't really have experience having a low credit score, but I do have experience having a lot of credit cards. So, um, and I've been denied for a bunch of credit cards. So while I've never been denied for a credit card because of a low credit score, I have been denied for the other reasons um, that you can be denied. And I don't think having a credit score under 700 is going to be one of the reasons that you would get denied for one of these cards. I think it would probably be something else. It would probably be maybe your debt to income ratio. They don't like that. Maybe you owe too much money right now and you need to pay down some debt, which is like the purpose of you getting the card. So in that fact, actually, they might actually be a little bit more lenient towards you because they know that this is a balance transfer card that you're going to use to pay down debt, probably. So next, we have the Chase Slate Edge, which I used to have. I used to have the Chase Slate, but then I upgraded that to Freedom Unlimited and upgraded that to another Chase FI Reserve, which I have 3 of. The Chase Slate Edge, it's a funny one because they give you balance transfer offers, but some of the offers, like I remember seeing a couple months ago, like it wasn't even 0% offer, intro offer. Like you usually see a 0% intro offer, but it wasn't even 0%. So it was a super low percent, but they don't even, like, if you access Chase's website, a lot of times they won't even advertise the Chase Slate as 0%, which you should. If you have a 0% APR card, you should advertise it as such. They'll advertise it as a low APR. It's like, all right, what are you guys hiding? What are you guys trying to do? You guys trying to, yeah. But when they are offering 0% intro APR periods, the Chase Slate Edge is actually a really good card to get in order to get into the Chase ecosystem, which I highly recommend everyone get into the Chase ecosystem because, like the Bank of America card, is great for promotions for balance transfers. The Chase ecosystem is just great for earning all your rewards. Mostly earn all of your credit card rewards through Chase. Chase is the best. Chase is how I get to travel so much and enjoy credit cards. 1 second. Next, they have US Bank Visa Platinum. Okay, now we're moving into US Bank. I have a few things to say about US Bank, and they're all good things. US Bank sends probably the most mail for balance transfers to this house of any other credit card issuer. And it's annoying, but that shows you like what they're really about. They really try to take care of you when it comes to these intro APR periods. So this one says 0% APR on purchases and balance transfers for 20 billing cycles. Also, note the difference between purchases and balance transfers. So this one says purchase and balance transfers, while the Citi Simplicity says 0% APR for 21 months on balance transfers from the date of first transfer and 0% APR on 12 months of purchases. All right. So if you don't want to get too complicated with figuring out if something is under a 0% purchase or 0% balance transfer, you might want to just go one route and then don't worry about the other route. But the US Bank in general, this is typically going to be the best balance transfer card. The US Bank in general is going to really take care of you from a balance transfer perspective. They're always offering balance transfer cards or balance transfer offers, and they offer balance transfer cards even on the high end balance transfer offers on even the high end cards. So like I have 2 US Bank Altitude Reserve cards. I probably have one on me. 2 US Bank Altitude Reserve cards, and they offer me. So the US Bank Altitude Reserve looks like this. Ooh, yeah, you can see that. Cool. Ooh, actually, let me get out of this main cam. All right. So the US Bank Altitude Reserve card looks like this. I have 2 of these. They constantly send promotional offers for balance transfers with even a card like this. So you know how they're rocking. Like they're really trying to. I'm not gonna say they're trying to help you get out of credit card debt because their goal is to make money. They're really not trying to help you, but they provide a mechanism for you to get out of credit card debt a little bit more easily. Now, back to this US Bank Platinum. I almost want to just get the card so that they can stop sending me the offers, but we will see. Maybe one day. But this is a good card, and I actually believe in this. So, in terms of like 1A, 1B, 1C, I would say even though it's not 21 months, it's 20 billing cycles. This would probably be 1C for me. And I haven't gotten even to 1A yet. Okay, show more cards. Okay, so some of these business credit cards are gonna give you balance transfer. I'm not gonna say balance transfer offers. I'm gonna say introductory periods, 0% introductory periods, and that's great. And especially for a business credit card like the Business Unlimited, which is no annual fee, you want cards like that in your arsenal. So if you need to stock up on not a balance transfer card, excuse me, a credit card that offers a 0% introductory period, but you don't want that balance to show up on your credit report, get a business card like the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited. I have plenty of videos on this, so you can just YouTube Noble Credit Chase Inc. business cards, and I have information on how to apply for those, even if you don't really have that much of a business. All right, and then the same goes for the Citi Inc. Business Cash, which so I have both of these cards. Player 2 has one of these, I have the other, but they're pretty much the same card for the 0% introductory period. It's just one earns 1.5% back on everything, and the other earns there's a 5% category, a 2% category. So I use the Chase Business Inc. Cash for gas purchases. All right, next we have, I don't know how they didn't get a picture of the Discover It card, but welcome to 1A. And it actually, let me just move to a different website so I can get 1A. So I can actually get 1A. Where's 1A? And there's a Citi Custom Cash. How does Credit Karma? Come on, one of you websites has to have to Discover It, because I have to talk about this, but I want you to at least see the Discover It credit card. Wow, nobody wants to talk about the Discover It. All right, I might have to go to Discover's website to talk about the Discover It, because to me, Discover is 1A. And the reason is because my experience with them has been nothing short of spectacular. They were the quickest to get on the phone. So when it comes to like having a long introductory period, that is great. But when it comes to maintenance after the fact, no one does it better than Discover. Discover is going to take care of you. And in my notes that I wrote just the other day, I wrote, okay, I called the number on the back of the phone, and then I said balance transfer almost immediately. And then maybe less than a minute later, I was on the phone for less than a minute. I was on the phone for less than a minute, and I got Helen in Phoenix for a 0% APR period for 12 months. And this is a promotional period. So hold on. Hello? I'm on live right now. Player twos. All right. And so I get Helen in Phoenix and a 0% for 12 months. And then this is actually where I figured out that so if it's within less than trying to read this note. I don't know why I can't read my own handwriting. Okay, so I wrote something about if it's within less than 15 days of you needing a balance transfer, then they can't send you a check, but they can deposit it directly into your account, and then um, basically Discover they just took care of you. So get a Discover card. Certainly get a Discover card. Yes, you're gonna have a um, good reward earning for the rotating categories, but it's not really about the rotating categories. It's about having a card and then having an issuer that is not only going to send you offers down the line, but they're also going to uh they're going to be super responsive. So there is there's value in not taking forever on the phone to get in touch with a credit card company. There just is. Discover 1A. Now, does Discover offer the longest period? Not not really. And then they'll have some things in there to prolong your period, to prolong the period for your balance transfer. So they have 0% APR for 15 months on purchases and balance transfers, and a 3% intro balance transfer fee until November 10th. And then sometimes they'll have a little bit of an offer in there, like an extra 3 months. But for the most part, this is what you're going to get. So this is 6 less months than 21 months. And I'm still saying this is 1A because they're just the best. Let me see what my Discover It credit limit is currently. Logging into my Discover account. Okay, so right now my Discover It credit limit is 8,500, and I'm actually looking to increase that within the next few months. But Discover is just they're just the best at handling customers. Now, this wasn't the longest period of for a balance transfer, but the aftercare is crazy. They're gonna send you balance transfer promotional offers all the time. And then they're even if they don't send you an offer, just call them up and say, "Hey, do you guys have any offers?" And I'm willing to bet that they're gonna have a balance transfer offer for you. So Discover, and also links in the description. But um I do have referral links for the Discover It credit card, where when you spend some money on the card, you apply, you spend some money on the card through the link, you'll get 100 and then I get 100. But that's not the reason why I love the card. I love the card because they I called on Wednesday. I called at least 8 different issuers. I called Bank of America, called US Bank, I called Discover, I called Capital One, I called Citi, I called Barclays, I called USAA, I called Navy Federal. Discover, they were just the easiest to get in touch with, and they were the most the easiest to get in touch with, and they understood what I was asking for. And they had different mechanisms in order to satisfy the request. So they had the ACH payment, which they just transfer the money directly into your checking account. They had the balance transfer check method, which they could have sent. They had the method where you just go online and try to do it like that, but I typically don't do balance transfers like that. But those are all the balance transfer cards that are showing up on most of these lists. Trying to see if there's any cards that I'm not seeing. Bank America card, so that goes along with the Bank of America Unlimited and the custom cash, the Bank of America card is a balance transfer card for real. So 0% for 18 billing cycles. Slate Edge, I already told you about that. Double Cash, and then they have student right there. So, and they Discover also caters to people who are working on their credit. So, as you can see from this list right here that I'm highlighting, the best ones have 21 months on them. So, the Citi Diamond Preferred, Citi Simplicity. I don't have experience with the Citi Simplicity or the Diamond Preferred, but I do have experience with the Wells Fargo Reflect card, and I like the Wells Fargo Reflect. The US Bank Visa, while I don't have that card, they send me offers all the time. So, and then I have US Bank credit cards at the moment, and they're all good credit cards. So, let me take a look at the chat, see what people are saying. Or let's see. And by the way, if you're in here with me, can you hit the like button? That would be amazing. All right, DC Gemini says, I've never actually did the checks method. I usually just call and do the ACH transfer. Yeah, the ACH transfer is clutch. And then the checks method, it's usually when they send you the checks in the mail, that's probably the time to do it. But if they don't send you anything in the mail, then try to go for an ACH transfer. Sendo says, balance transfer checks are the best way to liquidate a card. Absolutely. Yeah, you're literally getting liquid cash, and then you pay a small fee for it. It's hard to beat that. The only way you can beat that is having no transfer fee, and those offers exist. Bank of America giving balance transfer checks on business cards has always been amazing. Yes, Sendo, thank you for saying that. Bank of America gives balance transfer checks on business cards. Now, another company, US Bank, they give balance transfer checks on business cards. I have a US Bank Triple Cash. I've received balance transfer checks. So, DC Gemini says, that's the card I use for my balance transfer, but the business version. Nice. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you could do with a balance transfer card that after you get all of your debt paid off and you're out of this hole and you started to increase your credit limit, now what can you start to do? Well, a lot of people have cars. Maybe people have debt consolidation loans. You can build up these balance transfer cards to such a level that you have enough to cover the balance on maybe a consolidation loan, maybe a HELOC, maybe obviously another credit card. We've already gone over that. Maybe a car. Maybe you have $10,000 left on a car, and you say, "All right, can I knock this out within 12 months, or do I want to pay, an extra couple thousand in interest over the next 3 years?" Well, now we can put a play in. Now we can put a play in to have it cost less to do the balance transfer for 10,000 and pay off the car. And now you just owe the card, and then that balance transfer fee will be less than the interest that would have accrued on the car, on your Benz. So you could really do some cool things. Maybe you have a debt consolidation loan from one of these companies, and you have $15,000 left. All right, how quickly you want to pay that off? You could probably cycle 2 balance transfer cards at a time on that debt consolidation loan, and then within 2 years, you can have that debt consolidation loan paid off if you attack it. And now you might think, why don't I just attack it as is? Well, if you attack it as is, you're still paying 10% interest on it. You're still paying 8% interest. Now, if you attack it in 2 years and use 4 balance transfers, maybe you had to pay $1,000 for those. Maybe you had to pay, $200 or $240 or $250 for those balance transfers because they have a balance transfer fee, 3%. Maybe there's no percent. But when you add those fees up, it's going to be less than the interest that would have accrued that you would have paid over the course of 2 years. So now you can see the power of these balance transfer cards and why I recommend. So like Wells Fargo, you should have a Wells Fargo Reflect card. You should have a Discover It card. And then one card that I didn't mention is a balance transfer card because they're not very good for balance transfers, but they are really good for 0% introductory periods, is the Navy Federal Platinum card. Now, no frills, but you do get a 0% introductory period. So I recommend that card, especially I recommend a Navy Federal card for any service member, mostly because they're going to give you a crazy credit limit. And then you ask for credit limit increases of $8,000 more every 6 months, which is what I do. I keep it on a schedule. Like I'm at 41,000 on one of these cards, the platinum card, the Navy Federal Platinum card, and I have it marked. When's the next time I can ask for that credit limit increase? So I can be at 48,000. So, and that 48,000 does a lot for my total credit. So a lot of this stuff takes time to develop, but this is also passive time that's going to go by anyways. It's not that much work. It's just you're putting yourself in better position by getting some of these cards, especially if you're in the end game. If you have no real credit card aspirations right now, balance transfer cards are something that you should probably try to stack up on. And some of your favorite cards can also be used as balance transfer cards. It's just the dedicated balance transfer cards are typically going to be the best ones. So you should have Bank of America, you should have Wells Fargo, you should definitely have Discover. Discover is 1A. It's crazy that I say Discover is 1A and it has an introductory period of 15 months when 1B and 1C, in my opinion, they have 21 months and 18 months, I believe. I think I said the US Bank Platinum was like 1C. So that one's at 18 months. Or was that at yeah, that one's at 18 months. So you could, if you stack up on some of these cards, you can do some pretty cool things. And then even if you didn't want to stack these particular cards and you just need to balance transfer cards, you can product change these at a later date. And some of these companies, they're still going to give you really good offers, like US Bank. Change to US Bank Visa Platinum card, make that a different card, like the US Bank forgetting the name of the other US Bank credit cards, but probably change that to another US Bank credit card, and then you can still get balance transfer offers. It's just now you're into the ecosystem. So let's see if we got any questions in the chat. DC Gemini says the US Bank Platinum Business Card. That's an interesting one. David Rodriguez says, I use a balance transfer to buy crypto on the dip. Now I'm up 200,000%. Not financial advice. Do your own research before investing. Yes, absolutely not financial advice. Do your own research. Yeah, like if you're really crazy, and obviously not recommending this, but a balance transfer check is technically money that you don't have, but you have access to that level of money. And if you wanted to go to a casino and put it all on red, put $10,000 on red, then you could, but it would be a completely dumb thing to do. But you have the ability to do. You have the freedom to do that. Not recommending that at all. Don't put it all on red. Put it on black. I'm just kidding. Not financial advice, but balance transfer cards are just crazy. So if you have some crazy investment or some surefire investment, like buying some crypto, and you want to use a balance transfer, you can. Is it recommended? Probably not. Probably only recommended if you can afford to take that type of risk. That's up to you. But mostly balance transfer cards are good for debt consolidation. That's pretty much the only thing that they should be used for. Outside of that, if you want to do some cool things with your balance transfer offers, you are welcome to. But I don't want you to think that I'm recommending you to do anything risky or anything like that. But if you have a plan to pay off some higher interest debt, uh, that like a cars like 5-year loans, and you're like, I think I can pay the rest of this car off in 2 years or in 1 year. All right, use a balance transfer card, transfer the balance of the car. Now you own the car. Now you own the car out and clear. No, you're not the. There's no lien holder on the car anymore, so it's your car. It's just now you got to pay Discover for the car, um, or pay Discover back for the car, and then now you put a plan in place. All right, over the next 12 months, I'm gonna put 1,000 every month on this card, and then that's when it should be paid off. And let's say something happens at the 6-month mark, and you're like, I can't pay my 1,000 a month that I was gonna pay, that I intend on paying. All right, well now your Bank of America credit card that has a promotional balance transfer offer, now that comes into play. Now you can transfer that balance when that period gets through, transfer that balance over to that Bank of America card. Not saying to just continue to flip these balance transfer, but if things happen, then things happen. Life just happens. It's tough times we're going through. So David Rodriguez says, "Can you do the United travel hack on the Aspire card with Delta and or American?" DC Gemini, I think he put the 3 question marks because it's a United travel hack, but no, not that I am aware of. I think there used to be something that you could do with Delta um, or American, but no. Just stick to United. Don't, unless someone has like a crazy data point that you see and it's vetted, then just stick with United. United is the way to go. I'm here for any other questions. Ooh, been going for an hour now. All right. Looks like no one has anything else. So I've been Noble Credit. If you want a Discover It credit card, you can use the links in the description. I have links to all the credit cards I talk about on the channel, except for these balance transfer cards, these random ones I usually talk about, more higher end credit cards. Oh, okay. DC Gemini wants to know, when am I dropping the video with my recent super trip breakdown? So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start making a bunch of short videos, um, and then those are gonna add up. And I've been posting a lot to Instagram, so you see the Instagram handle on the screen, Ty600. If you want to see like pictures and videos from the recent super trip, you can check my Instagram. As far as the trip breakdown though, that's gonna take maybe a few more weeks. Um, but it's coming. The last trip uh, breakdown that I did was my snowboarding trip, and that is available on the channel if you want to go check that one out. Where I think I calculated like 10. Wait, did I do the video on that? I'm pretty sure I did the video on that because I did the video on the trip, the backpacking Europe trip. I'm pretty sure I did the snowboarding trip. See the snowboards up there. So you guys can check those out. But look out for the shorts because I'm going to be dropping like a lot of shorts. Just I had to finish up with the Instagram. Hopefully I can finish up this week with Instagram. And I have cats in the back thinking that it's about them. All right. If there's nothing else. Oh, one last. If any of you are in the military, something important is happening tomorrow. Chief results are coming out tomorrow. So looking forward to that. Yeah, life might change a little bit tomorrow. So definitely looking forward to that. Possibly. Right. Fingers crossed. All right. I've been Noble Credit. I'm out. Peace.